is adding.
What is up, party people, and welcome to the Banana Papaya podcast on Pangea Plus. As always, we want to thank our producer for Pangea, Randy Walls, and our director, Edgar Paredes. Yours truly, David Arguez, and my good friend and colleague,
Dr. J.
There you go, fellas. We've actually got a very special guest. All of our guests are special, but this one is extra special. Her name is Bridget Hill. We're going to be introducing her very, very briefly. But before we get into our topic for the day, which is going to be cryotherapy, a new pain alternative, which is helping millions of people. It's a very, very new treatment, so not too many people know about it. We're going to have some great information for you. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors because this show would not be possible without them. So are you a homeowner? Do you like money? Don't call the insurance company if your home needs fixing. Moreau Consultants, a public adjusting company that fights for your money, can guarantee that your claim will be settled efficiently and effectively. Give them a call at 786-402-9328 and they will resolve your claim. They represent you instead of the insurance company. Y sí, se habla español.
Very good. En español, 786-402-9328.
Correct. And Alejandro Ribalta, which by the way is hosting a kayaking event on the 14th of March. You're invited as well. Yeah,
oh, wonderful.
We're invited.
Wonderful.
He is the founder of the Ribalta Balance Training Method. He's also a world famous personal trainer who's worked with several Miss Universes. He's actually partnered up with Banana Papaya to provide Miami and Broward residents with the best personal training services in the city. And we say that with 100% certainty because we are testimonials, just like we're testimonials of Surya Cryo and Wellness. We also have a great testimonial for the RBT method. So you could text Banana Papaya to 786-389-9124 for a free class if you qualify.
Y también habla español, 786-389-9124.
Excellent. And of course, for all our fans who are anxious to better their eating habits, which is basically all of you, and change their lives in 2020, you're definitely listening to the right podcast. Not only will you learn how to prevent disease and extend your lives, we also want to give you the opportunity to receive personalized care from Dr. J and I as we work together to ensure your success while on our guided, medically supervised nutrition program.
And where are we?
We're located at 365 Wellness Solutions in Coral Gables at 195 Giralda Avenue, but work with people all over the world thanks to a great software called Zoom. We can communicate with absolutely everybody. We could do screen sharing and a whole bunch of different cool stuff. So you could text Banana Papaya to 786-816-6287, and Dr. J and I will personally reach out to you to make sure your health concerns are addressed and resolved.
Y también hablamos español. Llámenos al 786-816-6287.
You are 100% right, Dr. J. So before we get to the good stuff, which is Surya Cryo and Wellness with Bridget Hill, we're going to go ahead and jam out to a little bit of music. And unfortunately, today is a sad day. It's a sad week because a very renowned rapper called Pop Smoke unfortunately was shot and killed earlier last week. So rest in peace, Pop Smoke. We're gonna go ahead and listen to Shake the Room by Pop Smoke and Quavo. We'll be back shortly, guys. Don't go anywhere. What is up, party people? We are back. And as you guys know, you're listening to Banana Papaya exclusively on Pangea Plus, but you could also find us on Instagram at Banana Papaya Podcast. You could find us on Spotify as well, Apple Music. We're on all the platforms. So if you want to find us, if you want to change your life,
Just look for us.
of course, Banana Papaya. You got the solution. So, speaking of solutions, we're about to start with our segment. We actually had to change the name. Before it was called Shit Talk. Some people complained about how vulgar it was, so we changed it to Talking Crap. We compromise, fellas. We do listen to your advice and your feedback. So please, if you have any feedback, any questions,
Thank
you can
you.
text us at
Thank you.
786-816-6287, and we will discuss your questions on the air. So today on Talking Crap, what are we going to be
How would you
discussing?
say talking crap in Spanish? Hablando caca.
Hablando caca, ¿verdad? Para no decir algo peor. So, what are we going to be discussing today, Dr. J?
Well, I don't know. You're the conductor. You tell me. I'll talk the crap.
Perfect. So, we're going to be discussing how to restore the stomach and intestinal lining. So, my friends, we can actually destroy our stomach and intestinal lining by doing many different things. The number one cause is ingesting acidic food and changing the pH of certain organs, right? What is the most ideal pH for us? It is 7.365, right? That's the pH of the blood. The minute that that goes a little bit lower, you are in an acidic state. The minute it goes higher, you're in an alkaline state. And we know that many diseases, such as cancer, cannot survive in an alkaline environment. So if you guys want to prevent disease and extend your lives, obviously we have the expert Bridget Hill to tell us how to do so. But you can also do the following things, right? So if you have gastritis, or if you have a condition that makes your stomach feel very irritated when you eat, or before you eat, after you eat, definitely you should be consuming these three supplements. L-glutamine first, because that is what the stomach and intestinal lining is made out of. It's composed of that amino acid, L-glutamine. L-lysine, we know, is very, very important for the production of collagen in our body. Wheatgrass they've done studies on wheatgrass, people who have gastritis and other digestive issues. It's been fantastic. And then obviously enzymes, which are the key to health. And that's the reason why the name of our show is Banana Papaya. So if you want to focus on enzymatic intake, you can go ahead and eat those two fruits along with which other ones, Dr. J?
Bap.
Banana,
avocado,
and pineapple.
Pineapple, and papaya.
There you go.
Bap.
There you have it, my friends. Bap.
That's where we get our the name of our show.
Yes.
Banana papaya. Why? Because it starts with a B and ends with a P. Banana
Correct.
papaya.
And there's a patent pending, by the way, for all of you guys who have wellness companies and wanted to copy our idea of the BAP. Boo-hoo, too bad, so sad, because we've already got a patent
Registered.
pending.
It has been registered on the Banana Papaya.
Exactly, the Banana Papaya Trademark Association. So, without further ado, my friends, let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to our interviewee, our superstar, Bridget Hill from Surya Cryo and Wellness. How are we feeling, Bridget?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
I see that.
Most and welcome.
Absolutely. And I'm feeling excellent after the treatment that I just did. Let me tell you, a lot of our listeners know that I've been dealing with some hip tendonitis, and it stopped me from doing what I love, which is play the sport of basketball, run. Everybody who's listening knows that I'm a very active person. And thanks to Surya Cryo and Wellness and Bridget, I've improved so much. And it's been incredible. The changes have been life changing. And I want you to discuss a little bit about what Surya Cryo and Wellness is and how you guys are making an impact on the community.
And the name, where the name comes from.
So, Surya Cryo and Wellness, well, we opened in July, and it comes from, can you hear me? Does it go up?
Yeah.
Further away? Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so we opened in July. We opened because I have a love for cryotherapy. I used to, and I still am a runner, an avid runner, but I live, you catch my accent. You can tell I'm not from South Florida, but I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and I ran a lot and I got bursitis in my hip and also worked for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And when I was working for them, I was like, oh God, my hip, it just hurts all the time. And I was doing ice baths. Ice baths, if anybody's ever done an ice bath, they know that they're crucial. They're horrible. You got to sit in ice water for 7 to 10 minutes, 12 minutes for it to be effective.
Absolutely.
It's wet. It's
Horrible.
It's horrible, right? So
Have you seen Kevin Hart's podcast? He actually has a podcast on YouTube where he discusses relevant topics with athletes in an ice bath. It's hilarious.
I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but ice baths are horrible. Just
It's
to
horrible.
say, just to put
Yeah.
it out there, it's
Terrible.
horrible. So one of my players of it with the Jaguars had told me about cryotherapy and it's like, hey, you should go to this place in Jacksonville. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And because I don't like pain, I was like, all right. And number 2 is I moved to South Florida for a reason also. I don't like cold. So
There we go. You're in the right place.
Yeah, I don't like cold. So I'm like, wait, the temperatures get what? How cold? For how long? I gotta go in a chamber for 3 minutes and I'm gonna be freezing at sub-zero temperatures. Oh no, I don't know about this. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't like pain. I don't like cold. I don't like pain more than I don't like cold. So
There
let me
you go.
just jump in this chamber. I was already doing ice baths.
Pain is just not acceptable.
Yes,
Nobody's
No.
supposed to be living in pain. And
No.
There's a lot of people living in pain.
They live in pain and they don't have to live in pain.
Absolutely.
They don't have to. You know, there's alternatives to not living in pain. You know, you just gotta figure out what it is and why you have pain.
Absolutely.
So that was my thing. I'm not gonna walk around with an ice pack on my hip for bursitis. So I went to this place and fell in love with cryotherapy. I mean, I could run
Wow.
again. I could run again. My hip was feeling better. It was feeling great. Like your hip problem, you know? So we kind of
yeah.
had the same issue going on. You had tendonitis. I had bursitis. Still, it was pain.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
your hip is pretty important. You got to use it to walk. You
Yeah.
know? You need
It's
it.
very important.
You need your hip to walk. So that's how I got started with it. And from there, that was 4 years
That's
ago.
excellent.
That was 4 years ago. And then it was just a passion, you know? And the passion became my life, my reality now, you
Wow.
know? So back in July, I was able to purchase a business in Pembroke Pines.
Woo!
And-
Congratulations.
Woo, thank you. So yeah, I purchased a
That's
business,
awesome.
and along with my partner Pete Centrone Vega, I'd like to put his name in there, even though he's not here with us. But,
Yeah. Shout
yeah.
out to Pete. Thank you.
Very, very certainly will be.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
So we opened a business, and we're just super passionate about cryotherapy and helping people improve the quality of their life. You know, like you
That's
don't
what it's
have-
all about.
That's what it's all about. It's helping people, and being in the medical field for a very long time. It's what's got me here now. You know.
That's fantastic. What a story. So I know that the effects of cryotherapy are undeniable because I'm a living testimony of it, right?
Right, yeah.
Although I was a mild case, our listeners are going to hear about the life-changing effects that your therapies have had on many of your clients.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about the science behind cryotherapy, the way that it works, why it's so effective.
Okay, so cryotherapy and the science behind it is they use nitrogen to cool the air, and nitrogen gets really, 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 really cold to sub-zero temperatures. We're in a chamber. My chamber is a whole body chamber, and you get in it. You're in it for 3 minutes. What happens is the blood in the extremities, it goes to the core to protect the core of the body. Your core being your heart, liver, you know, your torso. And when it does that, it sends out, the brain doesn't know, it goes in fight or flight mode. So, and the brain doesn't really care about your fingers, doesn't care about your feet, it cares about that core area to protect it.
Organs.
Yes, the organs, the core organs, the heart, the liver, the lungs, all those things. the
Oh, so
important
that's why
things.
you had me wear those wool gloves and the boots as well.
Exactly, because you
Wow.
could get frostbite, but you're not going to get frostbite in my chamber because we take precautionary measures.
Of
It's a short
course.
time too, right?
Say that again?
It's also a very short time.
It's a very short time, 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the max. If somebody can't stay 3 minutes, they can stay 1 minute, they can stay 2 minutes. It's still very effective because it's so cold. So, yeah. The science now, there was a doctor in 1978, Dr. Yamaguchi, was a Japanese doctor who started it because he was a rheumatologist. Got it
there
right.
you got
it
it.
right.
Yeah.
Rheumatologist. He started it for his patients who had arthritis. He didn't want to give them pain pills. So he started doing research and he decided, oh, this works. You know, it really works for patients. They feel better. They're more mobile. Their range of motion is better. Not only that, it improves sleep. It helps people with depression. So probably because when you don't have pain, you feel better. You're not depressed anymore.
Yeah.
Because pain stops you from doing a lot of things. Pain stops you from living pretty much, you know, because pain can be debilitating. So what level that your pain is at just depends. And
That's probably one of the reasons that when we have an inflammatory process and you have for instance, trauma or some sort of arthrosis, you put ice bag. For years and years and years, they've been doing that, correct?
well,
And
rice
now-
is what they've been doing. Rest.
Right.
Let's do it. What's the rice stand for? Rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So
Did you get that, guys? What? Could you
Say it
repeat that,
again,
Bridget?
say it again. So we can say that in Spanish porque estamos hablando también de artritis y tenemos que ver todo lo que tenga que ver con artritis tiene que ver con inflamación. Y hay unas letras que quiere decir muñeca en inglés y las letras, o sea, las consonantes y las sílabas son para la artritis, las cosas que hay que hacer. Okay, say it and I'll translate it for you.
okay, so it's called rice. We want to rice ourselves.
Oh,
Rice.
Rice, not wrist.
Rice.
Rice. I'm
so
sorry.
it's an acronym for rice. So
Rice.
the R is rest.
Descanso, rest.
I is ice.
Hielo, ice.
C is compression.
Compresión, a ponerse presión en la
And then
la-
E is elevation.
y elevación, y elevar la pierna o el área que tenga.
So we want to rice ourselves sometimes. We have
Rise,
an injury.
rise ourselves. Levantarnos.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We're
Yes.
always showing love to our Latin community here in Miami. So sometimes we go back and forth between the English and the Spanish.
That's
and
awesome.
It
Helps me
depends on
turn
our
too.
guests. We
Yeah.
either a little bit more English or more Spanish. Today is
Of course.
English.
I'm learning down here, you know, I'm trying to learn.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And
Very good.
we try to do the show 95% of the time in English because of the fact that we're trying to help people adapt to their new lifestyle. There's a lot of immigration at this moment, a lot of people coming to the States because of the opportunities that they have. And you know, it's you and your husband have a huge success story. You started basically from nothing, right? I mean, this was just a dream of yours that you're now fulfilling, and it's now manifesting before your very eyes. And pretty soon, I can see you guys being all around the U.S.
Well,
So,
yes,
is that your goal? Is that your dream eventually to have multiple franchises and to be?
No, our dream is to have a mobile.
Mobile. That's
We want to
Oh.
mobilize it. We want to bring cryo to you. So if you have an event, we want to. Pete's vision. He wants a big, huge bus that has at least 2 or 3 cryo chambers in it, so we can service enough people. And then we bring our compression therapy boots as well. But we want to be able to take cryotherapy in a big RV around the country. Pretty much we want to start
pain
with down
center
south.
to pain center to gym and different places.
Yes.
That
for
is
sure.
a very unique
great
business model.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
what we want to
That's a
do.
great
Yeah. So
idea.
any investors out there that want to invest, we can start this now.
Rick, if you're listening, we've got the next big thing over here. One of our
Yes.
clients, one of our best friends is an investor. We're actually going to feature him in a couple months because he's got an enterprise franchise in the airport. He's also in the aviation business. He has a car rental business and insurance agency. He does real estate. What doesn't he do? You know,
What doesn't he do? Like jack of all trades, right?
Of course, he's a jack of all trades. So we're gonna have him on very soon. Why did you make the decision to become entrepreneurs? And this is really what caught my eye. Really, is what a close knit family unit you guys are, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Surya Cryo and Wellness has been able to grow. So talk to us about how much it means to you to just remain that close to your family and to build this together, because you're building an empire.
Well, yes, it's important. Back in September, my 3-year-old had to have a neck surgery. So working, if I had to clock in somewhere and clock in 9 to 5, you know, I wasn't able to go to work. He was running fevers. He had to be out. He had to be out of school. I would have got fired. Anybody else would have probably fired you, you know? So
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur, it was great, and just because the passion for cryotherapy that's where the passion came from, and it's like, okay, I need to bring my own business. I need to start my own business. There wasn't anything down here in South Florida like what we offer, so it's like, all right, I'm here. I'm where I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be in South Florida. So when I moved down about a year and a half ago, it's like the opportunity presents itself, and I'm not going to walk away. When an opportunity presents
course
itself,
not.
you take that opportunity, whether you know how to do it. I've never been a business owner, you know, but it's like I'm figuring it out, and I listen to clients, I listen to what they say, like you guys here. I listen and I take advice, you know.
And you're doing a damn good job of it, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Because there are a lot of people that start a business and then 3 months later they say, you know what, this requires too much time, this requires too much money, I am out. And
Yeah.
how much time have you guys been in business?
Oh, we've been in since July, and yes, it takes a lot of time and money. Literally, I walked away from a job working in an operating room making great money and haven't got a paycheck since May, but it's okay because I know it's coming, you know, like the payoff will come one day. But right now, it's just about branding myself, building our business, you know, getting the word out there about cryotherapy because it's great. It's a good thing, and people need to know about it.
People. Absolutely.
We're helping people, and people need to know about it. So, and I spend long hours. My hours are Monday through Friday, 11 to 7, but sometimes I don't leave until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night because we have student athletes. Student athletes, you teach them to practice hard, play hard, train hard. When do they recover? If every place is closed, when can they recover?
You're
so
right.
I always tell my athletes, listen, as long as you're on your way to practice and you DM me, hit me up, they know how to get in touch with me. If you hit me up and let me know, hey, I want to come after practice, I will stay. I will stay and wait on you to
That
come
is
to practice.
so
Having a
cool.
mobile unit, you will be able to go to schools too.
Yes.
And games.
Yes. Having a mobile unit, I'll be able to go anywhere you need me to come.
Very good.
Wow, I really need to congratulate you, Bridget,
Thank
because
you.
the fact that you guys are helping so many people, and I really can't put it into words what I'm feeling right now because I feel electrified. I feel like I can take over the world right now. I could do absolutely anything I want,
Put them
right?
on the freezer again.
Yeah.
That's what it makes you feel like.
So,
It makes you feel
yeah,
great.
It makes me
you
feel
pumped.
incredible because
Yes.
I've taken my omega-3 recently, which we know that it has anti-inflammatory benefits. I haven't been taking it as high
Every
as
day,
dosage.
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Listen to your
I
dad.
agree.
Every day.
Every day.
Oh, I do
understand
listen. Trust me. So
Be
this is
compliant.
yes.
You can listen. You got to be
Absolutely.
compliant.
Yeah, you're 100% right. So, so what do you think your purpose is, Bridget? What do you think God put you on this earth to do? I think you just told us the
personally-
answer.
Yeah, well, I am just a servicer. You know, like I like to service and I like to improve the people's lives, improve the quality of your life. So me, I've been in the healthcare field since I was just a little girl. My dad's retired Air Force, and I used to volunteer in the military hospitals.
Wow.
They were called candy stripers back then. I know Dr. J knows about those candy
Absolutely.
stripers.
When I started in the hospital, we were full of candy stripers.
Yes, candy stripers. So I went from candy stripers all the way up, got my degrees in school, and it's just always been about helping people, you know, and I can help you even when you don't feel good, when you have a horrible attitude, because I understand you don't feel good. Your family members may be upset because they're confused. They don't know what's going on. But I can never be a service worker like a server at a
Yeah.
restaurant, because if you go, I just can't do it. But I love when I make someone feel better, and then you can see the pain go away. You can see them. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it. It's something if you've never done it, but just to be able to help someone it's priceless. It's just priceless.
It's priceless.
It's
Yeah.
priceless.
That feeling that you just feel so satisfied because really we're put on this earth in order to leave a legacy and to leave this earth in a better condition in which we entered it. So to meet people like you, Bridget, to meet people like your husband, Pete, it's very, very refreshing. Not only are your treatments refreshing, you as people are very refreshing as well because of the impact that you're making on people. And you guys are just like us because 365 Wellness Solutions started from my grandmother's house. And now we're in Coral Gables, so we've worked our way up and we've climbed that corporate ladder, and now we're the authority when it comes to nutrition consulting and medically supervised nutrition programs. So we're really, really excited for what's to come. And speaking of what's to come, our next segment is medical news brought to you by Moreau Consultants. We're going to be discussing a perfect topic now that Bridget is here to also share her thoughts on this: CBD and arthritis pain, as well as inflammation. Now, my friends, we know that we have what's called the endocannabinoid system inside of our bodies, and that system actually regulates our sleep, it regulates our appetite, it regulates our energy levels, it regulates a lot of different functions of the human body. And now that they are learning how to use cannabis as medicine, they're using cannabis not only for arthritis, but they're using cannabis for Alzheimer's patients, for
really
cancer.
helps, really helping.
Yeah, it really helps, and you know, we're big advocates of medical use, not recreational use. That's
Medical use. Listen.
Yeah, we'll talk
medical
about
use.
that off the air. On the air, we're talking about medical use.
Medical use.
Yeah. So they've actually done studies, and it's incredible the changes that in these people's lives that CBD is making. So, Dr. J, talk to us a little bit about the effects of CBD and what you've experienced with your patients as well.
Well, let me tell you, back in the late 80s, beginning of the 90s, I was in residency, and I was in a children's hospital where we had thousands. In years, we have thousands of children with uncontrolled epileptic episodes. And at that time, we were using marijuana to calm the episodes of epilepsy, because we're talking about children who had between 100 and 200 episodes a day. That is no quality of life. There's no time to learning. No. It's just most of the time they were the ictus stage, which is they don't recognize. It's just like their memory is erased. Everything is just like absent. It's an absence for, So imagine 200 episodes, and then out of those 200, between 10 and 30 minutes of absentees. So what quality of life did they have? They were just like dead. Mm-hmm. And we were using it at that time on a medical supervision. At that time, we were only using pure marijuana, and it helped. For people, with end-stage cancer and end-stage pains, that's the only thing that actually worked. Because at that point, they got used to all kinds of, opioids, and none of them work. We didn't have any cryotherapy at that time, so we had to do something in order to control pain and keep them comfortable and awake. Because that's another thing. Most of the pain medications, they put you to sleep. Mm-hmm. And if you have any respiratory problems, and if you have any heart, circulatory problems, and you're sleeping, your basal metabolism goes all the way down. So we end up, trying to lose those persons. So we keep them calm. They were kind of awake, and they were actually feeling a lot better. Marijuana works. And the oil, and it's been put on food and in creams and many forms that we can actually provide assistance and relieve the pain for all this individual. So it's been working. I'm going to be talking in a way so they can understand. It's been working in a way that you can actually do it and continue working. And the best thing about it is legal now in most of our states, and here in Florida, we actually have a lot of programs where we can actually help you or send you to people who actually need this kind of therapy.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Dr. J. And by the way, if there are any cannabis doctors listening that would like to send the Banana Papaya podcast a sample, Dr. J would be more than happy to test it out and let you guys know
Actually, I have
his
tried
opinion.
It. Yeah, I have tried it. I have never used
really?
it. I say it, I've never used pot or any kind of marijuana, but I have used the oil, and the oil works. I mixed the oil for my neck. Mm-hmm. I had the opportunity when I met her about a month ago, had the opportunity of using local cryotherapy, and it really worked. I was just telling her that I'm going to need 10 days of treatment so I can do the whole thing, and I'm going to do it because I have chronic injury in my neck since I was 70 years old. That's a few years. That's only about 10 years ago. And
10 years ago.
And I used it the other day. A couple of weeks ago, I had a lot of problems with my neck, so I went to this pharmaceutical, and I got some oil, and I applied with my cream, and with usually the ones that they sell over the counter, mm-hmm. and I put like half of that in there. I mixed it myself, and I put it, and it really worked. And that's what I've been using ever since. Nice. I used it for 3 or 4 days in a row, and then after that I haven't had any more pain.
Oh, that's good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, I remember when we were at the fitness expo, mm-hmm. You came in a little bit grumpy, a little bit down. You definitely were not yourself, and you told me that your neck was hurting.
Yeah.
And then when you did the targeted therapy with the lasers, when I saw that, Bridget, I was blown away because I've never seen anything like it. Mm-hmm. So talk to us about how cryotherapy differs in terms of targeted support for certain areas versus going into the torture chamber, which you come out feeling rejuvenated. Talk to us about the difference between the two.
So we have a whole body chamber, which you went into today, the whole body cryoscience chamber, and that's when your whole body's obviously in it. And then we have a local cryotherapy, which I did on Dr. J, and I did on you also at the Fitness Expo on your hip. The local, it will do any place on your body that you want to have local done. So you sprain your ankles. Like I've had a few soccer players call me on Saturdays. They rolled their ankle on a Friday night game. So they want to come in and just get it. it's local cryotherapy, so it gets down to negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's
Remember, it's only for a few minutes.
it's only
3
for a few
minutes.
minutes. No. The localized is different areas. So like the ankle's 4 minutes. And it's just your ankle. So it has laser beams that shows me how far I should be from the skin. If I'm getting too close to the skin, they'll separate. I need the two beams to be close together, actually. That lets me know I'm the right distance from the skin.
So this is also, as I understand now, because I haven't seen this part of the of the therapy that you're applying. It's also applied with technology. With
technologies,
Yeah.
yes. So the technologies is great. The cryoscience that we use, we have the cryoscience chamber, and then we have the cryoscience penguin, and they're the newest and the greatest out in the market. You know, they do a lot of research. They're from Poland. They're based out of Poland. So we got a lot of white papers, and we felt like it was the best company to go with when we wanted to do cryotherapy. And they just updated our software for the penguin, which now we can do cryosculpting. So it's for the body. So
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so we can help with fat loss.
No way.
In different areas. I have a test subject right now I'm doing because I don't want to put it out there and say, well, I'm going to charge this amount of money and haven't done it yet. So I have a couple test subjects. I'm one, and then I have 2 other people that I'm doing testing on. And because they recommend 3 times a week for 4 weeks. Come in.
Well, I have a question because I
Okay.
don't know, and I
Okay.
hope you can fill in fill in the blank. What do we release when we apply cold into our joints, into the
Endorphins.
Endorphins.
So you're releasing the endorphins and you have the pain inflammatory markers. So once we reduce that, we're releasing the endorphins, and it's sending signals to our brain that something is happening. We're healing. We're starting some healing processes. And
your phone
it's vibrating. So it's starting the healing processes. So, and depending on how long it's being exposed to, which we don't expose it too long, we do the minutes, and the endorphins are kicking in. So now we're starting. The pain receptors are.
I'm
starting
very
to release.
familiar with endorphins, so I wanted to know what do we release, because we can release endorphin by just being happy, by laughing.
Yeah.
By being happy, we release endorphins.
We do.
So now I have something else to add.
Absolutely.
Yes. And
Very
we also I read I read the studies, and like norepinephrine is being released. You know, so
Okay.
for pain.
Wow.
Just different endorphins are being released, and it's great. You know, you have to try it to feel it.
Yeah.
You just have to. When you try to tell someone what it feels like, it's undescribable.
Say a little
yeah.
bit in Spanish, and I'm sure everybody's gonna.
yeah, do it in
Las
Spanish.
endorfinas es una hormona que está producida en el cerebro, y cuando se expone algún tejido, lo que hacemos es we release endorphins, mandamos endorfinas a cierta parte del cuerpo, y eso es lo que hace que parta y se alivie el dolor.
Absolutamente. Se habla español en el Banana Papaya
Banana
podcast.
Papaya. Today it's only
Yes.
5% Spanish, but 95% because our guest.
Yeah.
Pero
So, Bridget, what special offer do you have for everybody out there that's listening, that's saying, "Oh my God, this is too good to be true. I want to see it for my own eyes."
Okay, so we just rolled out this week. Normally, our first time session is $49 just to try the whole body cryotherapy. Is normally $49, and then a single session is $75. But we rolled out a monthly special for $99, so you can come unlimited except for Sundays because we're closed. But you can
Wow.
come once a day for Monday through Saturday for $99 a month. We don't hold you in a monthly commitment. So you can come once a month for $99.
that's not bad at all.
That's
Not bad.
affordable.
That's extremely affordable, and that's the whole body cryotherapy. Now, if you want to take advantage of all of our services, which we have an infrared sauna, we have Normatec compression therapy boots, we have the local cryotherapy, and then we have the whole body cryotherapy. That monthly package is $199, and that's still a great special too.
Fantastic.
That's probably
It's incredible.
That's probably less than the cannabis oil and the cream that you have to buy to mix it. Or some people apply the oil by itself. We're just talking about they're very similar in pricing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good.
And
helps
this
you
is for
sleep.
the entire body.
The entire body.
Yeah, and Bridget, what for everybody who wants to call you and ask you questions, or even pass by your center, can you share with us the Surya's phone number so they can go ahead and call you?
Sure. The number is 954-374-9220, and our address is
Despacio, por favor.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Oh, it's 954
954
374
374
9220.
9220. ¿Lo cogieron? Dale.
There we go. You guys are listening to Banana Papaya Podcast exclusively on Pangea Plus. We've got Temperature by Sean Paul. That was actually the song that I was listening to when I was doing the
That's
treatment.
for her.
That's for her.
him. For me too.
And,
Thanks.
yeah, that's for all of us. So let's go ahead and jam out for a bit. We will be right back. Temperature by Sean Paul.
The girl them skill out trick.
All right, party people, welcome back to the Banana Papaya Podcast. Sorry for screaming if anybody's having other shows out there. So,
If you're falling asleep, now you're awake.
yes, you are awake. So, speaking of being awake, the cryotherapy I just did at Surya Cryo and Wellness just electrified me. As I mentioned before, I feel rejuvenated. I feel alive. I mean,
More? You're gonna be crawling out of here?
Well, you know, it boosts your metabolism also, and you burn
Wow.
between 300 and 500, or 500 and 800 calories in that 3-minute session.
Just
Oh
because
my
it increases
goodness.
your rate,
Yes.
your metabolism.
Well, and your body goes in fight or flight. As you know, Dr. J, that takes energy.
I know.
A
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy. So
A lot of energy. Mira, que that's a good food for weight loss. Ooh.
You know what we're gonna do, Bridget? You just gave me a tremendous idea. We have a body composition analyzer at 365 Wellness Solutions, and one of the functions that it has is the ability to measure your basal metabolic rate. I think we should do some sort of experiment of having one of our clients do cryotherapy, and then,
Yes.
hey, Dr. J can be the test subject.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm the guinea pig.
sorry.
Of
yeah.
course, the guinea
it.
pig with the cannabis products, the guinea pig with the cryotherapy. If you ever want to take a break from the cannabis products, I'll help you out with that as well. So, so perfect. Let's talk about the Ribalta Balance Training Kayak Experience. That's
What is
happening-
that? What is that?
That's happening on the 14th of March, right? We're gonna have some nutritionist inspired meals for you, some sandwiches, some fruits, a very balanced course. We're gonna rent out some kayaks, and it's gonna be from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be so fun. So for everybody, whether you're young, whether you're old, it doesn't matter what you are. Hey, I'm not looking at you, Dr. J.
No, when you say, "Oh, you looked at me," and I don't,
No.
I don't appreciate it.
So you can go ahead and participate. Just contact me at 786-816-6287. The fee is $50, but it's probably going to be some of the best well-spent money you can possibly spend. So we're also going to be doing a body and brain workshop tomorrow at the Body and Brain Yoga Center in Coral Gables. For all of those who don't know, the Body and Brain Yoga Center is a very holistic practice. Dariana is fantastic in what she does. They do yoga, they do Tai Chi, they do all sorts of different services. That's somebody else I'm going to introduce you to, Bridget, since she also does pain management. It's nowhere near the effects, especially at the first session of cryotherapy. But again, this is a lifestyle. This is something that we like, that is sustainable, right? So it's fun. It's fun when you have so many different alternatives to choose from, but I've never seen any of them like cryotherapy. So that's something that really shocked me. So one thing that I wanted to ask you, Bridget, is how cryotherapy differs from physical therapy, differs from yoga, differs from other more traditional treatments out there, because the effects that I experienced when I hopped in your torture chamber were unlike any, especially when it comes to yoga or physical therapy. I've done it absolutely everything. And this is the first time I discover something that after one treatment, I see a 90% improvement. So talk to us about how it differs from other services on the market and why it's so different, why it's so effective.
Well, it's different. One, you just did it in 3 minutes. That's the biggest. It's
Oh,
time.
wow.
Time.
Yeah.
Time is everybody's. It's the enemy. Time is everybody's enemy.
That's right. Everybody lives in a
Yeah.
stress, running back and forth.
Yes.
It
so
could either
time,
be your worst enemy or your best friend, depending on how you use it.
how you manage it. We all get 24 hours, but so it's 3 minutes. And because of the science behind it, because you're subjected to sub-zero temperatures, it's puts your body into, like I said, the fight or flight mode. So it's a lot different than physical therapy. Physical therapy, you're constantly working with the body. Acupuncture, I've only had it one time, so I can't speak on acupuncture too much. I don't know that much about it to speak on it. But this it's different. It's very much different, and the reason is because it is very cold. And it's the sub-zero temperatures. Your body's going into fight or flight mode. You're releasing those endorphins. You don't release too many endorphins, I don't know, in physical therapy. I mean,
No.
it's painful.
It's painful. Nothing
painful.
as painful as the contrary. On the contrary.
Right. So it's painful, and it does help. Physical therapy helps. It
does
all
help.
goes hand in hand together. So I wouldn't say cryotherapy is your cure-all, be-all, end-all. I wouldn't say that. I would say that you need it in conjunction with other things. But it does definitely reduce the inflammation. Physical therapy doesn't reduce that much
Absolutely.
inflammation.
You'll
No.
increase inflammation. Then it'll reduce it, but at the beginning, it'll
Yeah, so you'll reduce the inflammation with cryotherapy. Like so that's basically how it's different. You're reducing things instead of causing things.
Absolutely.
And so it's reducing reducing and time management. Those are the two that differ the most from other therapies.
And that's great that you mentioned that, Bridget, because since I came off of the hip tendonitis, I'm no longer feeling any pain or discomfort whatsoever, but I'm trying to be as proactive as possible when it comes to not re-aggravating my hip tendonitis or anything like that. Plus, every once in a while, I tend to wake up on the wrong side of the bed, literally speaking, and I do suffer from a little bit of neck pain and whatnot every once in a blue moon. And well, obviously after exercise, I feel sore, and who doesn't feel sore after exercise? So I plan on continuing the use of cryotherapy, and this is something that is being incorporated at this very second into my current health regimen, because it's something that even though it may be new and even though it's up and coming and not too many people know about it, it's something that is undeniably the best. And I know that something that I respect about you a lot is how humble you are and how much of a people person you are. But from me speaking, honestly speaking, it is the best treatment that I've ever done for pain management. Would you say so, Dr. J?
Yeah, for the time that I use it, and I'm going to be, I'm not going to tell him that we'll become an expert in the next treatment, but I'll learn a lot more than that.
Good. And
I really do need it. I really do need it.
To correct you, though, David, it's
Please do.
It's not new. It's since 1978, so it's actually older than you.
Wow, much older than me.
Cryotherapy is older than you.
I was married then, so I can say that.
So it's not new. It's new to this culture, you know, and new here. But it's big out in California. It's big out in Texas. It's just taking its time to get notarized and out here. So I would love it if the medical profession would start using it more often, because so often doctors don't even know about it. Like they know about ice, you know, but go put ice on your sprained ankle. Go do this. Go do that.
That's what they use. Let me ask you one more thing. Where are you located?
We're located in
between Dade and Broward. You told me.
Yeah, Pembroke Pines.
Okay.
Pembroke Pines, Florida. So our address, and you're gonna say it for me in Spanish when I say it in English, right?
Okay, absolutely.
So my address is 11070.
Say it again. 111
Cero.
0
Siete.
7
Cero.
11070 11070.
She's got it.
And Pines Boulevard.
Pines Boulevard, eso está en Pines Boulevard, Hollywood, la misma calle de Hollywood.
Pembroke
Pines. Pero si viene por la I-95 es Hollywood, la salida de Hollywood. Si viene por la I-75 es la salida de Pines. 11070 o 75. 11070 11070 Pines Boulevard.
And it's in a beautiful shopping center. I mean, when I saw your storefront, I said, wow, this is where Bridget and Pete are right here. Oh my goodness. You guys have state-of-the-art facilities. It's very clean. You keep everything very tidy. It's very different from the wellness centers that we normally walk into, where since they have such a huge volume of people there at the same time, they can't really give you that personalized attention that you deserve as a client, because you're paying good money to be taken care of. And the service and the whole experience when I visited you guys today was fantastic, and I didn't have a single doubt that it wouldn't be as good as it was. So let's go ahead and move on to our next segment, NutriTips, brought to you by who? 365 Wellness Solutions.
Of course, who else?
Who else, right? Today,
That's our business.
Yeah, that's our business and that's our vocation.
Imagine
So,
we try to bring people into our, but we have to talk about ourselves a little bit too, right?
absolutely.
Let's
We
do
are
it.
the
Let's
best
do it.
testimonials that we could possibly have,
Absolutely.
right? And our bodies, believe it or not, they're the best business cards as well. So we're going to be discussing today the different types of diets. Everybody asks us, David, should I do keto? Should I do the Whole30 diet? Should I go pescatarian? Should I go vegan? Should I do low glycemic? Well, most people don't know what low glycemic is, so we're going to bring that to light here on the Banana Papaya podcast. But the diet that we recommend, I finally came up with a name for it, because I had been thinking, oh, but I want people to incorporate a lot of whole foods into their diet. And I had all of these specifications, these principles that I would follow. They need to eat plenty of unsaturated fats to prevent the accumulation of plaque in their arteries, right? So with this diet, we were able to include absolutely everything that we recommend. It's called a high volume, low glycemic alkaline diet.
Too long. Say it again.
High volume,
Mucho
low
volumen,
glycemic.
bajo en azúcar
alkaline diet.
La dieta alcalina. Una dieta alcalina de alto volumen y poca azúcar, pocos carbohidratos.
What do we mean by high volume, Dr. J? Good question, right?
Yeah, people like to eat a lot, right? Is that what you mean?
People like to eat a lot and
bulky.
Yes.
Un plato de frijoles.
A lot, yeah. Beans, it could be any food that has a very small amount of calories, like for example, strawberries that have 45 calories per cup compared to olive oil, which would be extremely high in caloric density. It has 130 calories. So what fills you up more, Bridget? 2 cups of strawberries, which are 90 calories. That's a lot of strawberries. Or 1 tiny tablespoon of olive oil.
I would hope that the strawberries fill me up more than the little bit of olive oil.
They definitely do.
That's high volume.
Yes.
High volume. So,
well, what do you have for lunch? Well, I had a teaspoon, a teaspoon of oil.
That's it. I can't have any more calories other than that.
That reminds me of the cut liver oil in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
about that. He's too young about that. Yeah, I know.
Well,
about
my
that.
grandfather's
Helps use
told
the
me
bathroom.
stories. He said that he chugged a whole bottle of cod liver oil and he had to go to the hospital because his uric acid was so high. It's incredible. Things that grandfathers do, right? So high volume, you already know what it is. Takes up a lot of space but has very little amount of calories in your stomach. Low glycemic, it's actually not determined by the total amount of carbs or the total amount of sugar that's in a certain food.
It's certain food, right?
Yes, what determines the glycemic load or the glycemic index of a certain food is the carb to fiber ratio. So especially diabetics or people who are pre-diabetic, people who want to manage their insulin production, right? They should definitely hop on a low glycemic diet. What are some low glycemic foods? Fruits, vegetables. The only mid-glycemic or medium to low to medium glycemic fruit that exists is mango. And then banana could also be up there, but it's definitely accepted.
Small banana. Bananas come huge or small.
Yeah, but on banana papaya, there can be no small bananas.
No,
Just
they
like, they have to be big. Yeah,
they're not bigger the better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yes. So what you guys need to know about the high volume, low glycemic alkaline diet is that not only is this an excellent diet for weight loss, not only is it an excellent diet for diabetics, not only is it an excellent diet for people who want to prevent heart disease, it's fantastic for the everyday person who just wants to eat a wide variety of foods, that doesn't want to have a restrictive diet like keto, which eliminates an entire macronutrient group. Right? We can eat absolutely everything. We could eat lean meats, we could eat legumes, we could eat whole grains, we could eat fruits, we could eat vegetables, we could eat fish, we could eat meat, of course, in certain portions. And that's why we have 365 Wellness Solutions to teach us how to eat. But let's give you guys a little tip from 365 Wellness Solutions. We're about to finish in about a minute, because if not, our beloved director of Pangea FM, Edgar Paredes, is going to come in here like he did last time. What you should do is your 2 fists, right? This should be your protein portion. So 2 fists. A palm. Yes. Your palm should be your carbohydrate portion, right?
La palma, los carbohidratos, el arroz, la papa.
Correct. And then a little thumb right here. Why is this macronutrient group in such a small portion? Because fats are actually the most calorically dense macronutrients. Fats contain 9 calories per gram. Carbs, believe it or not, contain 4 calories per gram, and protein also contains 4 calories per gram. So whenever you're ingesting a source of fat, you're actually
a time and a little bit.
Yes.
Twice.
Correct. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Banana Papaya podcast. We had an incredible time here with Bridget discussing a new pain alternative, cryotherapy. Bridget, would you mind giving everybody your phone number once again?
Yes, it's 954
954
374
374
9220.
9220.
There you have it, fellow
Surya.
Banana Papayans. So we will be with you next Monday at 5 p.m. once again Thank you again for tuning in. We hope you enjoy this information, and you can catch our snippets on our Instagram account at Banana Papaya Podcast. If you want to follow my personal account, it's David_Arguez. And if you'd like to follow Dr. J, it's DRJAY
Torres.
Torres. TORRES.
Dr. J. Torres.
There you have it, my friends. We'll see you next week. Stay fly.